Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and share this to the space. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share this to space too. Okay, cool. Now we are back in action. Okay, so some of the things we got to talk about today, most of it's going to be around the migration. Okay, so as anyone that's paying attention knows, we got this migration coming up, and it is definitely more finalized now. We're starting here in just a few days on January 27th. This will be Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so as you can see here to the site, and this is live now, there will be signs.io. I've made some changes, just some, putting the migration stuff really out there so it's impossible to miss. Okay, so first things first, our contract address here. I added this little link, so this takes you to the migration page. This and we'll go there in just a second. All three of these links take you to the same page, really. But so how this works is this migration page used to just outline the plan. It used to go through some um, procedural things like what we're like while we're doing the migration, all that stuff. But we'll see that I'm going to go in here now, go to migration. I've updated a little bit, so this migration countdown here will start countdown to when it starts. Also count down to when the initial migration ends, and then whenever it's over, whatever else too. We got this migration portal. So this will take you directly to the page that we need to go to actually do the migration, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. This little steps for how to do the migration. The new CA, I know what the old CA. I know what the new CA is now, which is this. I got the nice little vanity TWBS. There will be signs. So we're cool there. I upgraded this or updated this dates. So this is when the migration starts. This is whenever the migration window ends, and then late claims window here. Okay, so how this is going to work is this. Let me come over here for just a minute. So whenever the migration actually starts, you basically will come over here, connect your wallet. I guess I might as well go ahead and connect mine. We can take a look at this. I gotta put my password in. And this will be my ledger wallet. Okay, so whenever the time comes, you'll come over here and you see I got 11 million signs in this wallet. So I'll come here and do this. I'll exchange it for my 11 million MFT, which is just a migrate fund token. And then this will, you basically at any time during the 14-day window, you'll come here and do this exchange one-to-one for your tokens. Okay, so you get these MFT tokens, and then this migration countdown will be, it'll start at 14 days and then count down from there. Okay, so during that 14 days, you claim. Okay, cool. So during that 14 days, you basically exchange your tokens one-to-one. Okay, then whenever that window closes, you can come back here and exchange this MFT back for the new signs token. Okay, so that's it's pretty self-explanatory there. If you miss the 14-day migration window, after that window is closed, there will be another 90 days where you can come claim tokens at 95%. Okay, there's a 5% penalty for being late to the party. Okay, let me see. I think this. So another thing I want to look at here, come upcoming. We'll go to signs and details. And so this is pretty cool because this is how this is going to work. So during that, this is our existing token. There will be signs here. This is our original CA, whatever. Whenever we come do the migration, you'll get back this token right here, and this is the contract address for this token. So, and I bring this up here to show you the CA because this is going to be a little bit important for during this migration window. Okay, because I'm going to show you guys some of the site here today too. But I'll kind of explain why this address is important too. At least on the back end. And then again, after the end of that 14 days, you come back and you claim your signs token, the new signs token. This is our new CA. Okay, new logo. We're good to go. And then this comes through the process here too as well. You can exchange one-to-one. Late claim penalties 5%. We're going to Radium. We need 10% participation to proceed. Yada yada. Okay, so this breaks it down even further here too. There we go. And then next steps will be to carry on. All right, so this is what the migration page looks like. I guess if we're going to, we'll go back here. And then this is where the actual page, this is where the actual swapping is going to go. So there's like a project page and the swapping page. This will all be laid out pretty easily too. You'll be able to have links to everything as well. So we're good to go on this sense. So that the major site changes that I've done this week is adding the countdowns here, updating this migration page to be a little bit more detailed about what's going on now. I've added this warning here that our migration starts at 1 p.m. on the 27th, and we're good to go there. And I think that's pretty much that's pretty much it here. So let's get into some of the. Let me unlock my wallet again. Okay, let's get into some of the other changes. Okay. Okay. So now I am in here. All right. So, excuse me. So one of the things was actually, I guess we'll just go through each of these things just to go through them again. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a like a marketing push. We'll be highlighting some of these different perks and stuff for holders during this migration window. See if we can drum up some new interest. You know, I think people look at those portals like migrate.fun or just migrations in general and see, you know, they look into projects a little bit more because, you know, it goes either way. Some people look at migrations as bearish, but a lot of people I think look at them as bullish because it shows that the team wants to continue working. They're looking to get in something more permanent, and that's exactly what we're doing here. You know, I've outlined all why we're doing this and whatever else, so I think you guys kind of get it at this point. You know, but um, whenever it comes to uh, getting some new interest, we're going to highlight some of our features because you know you guys know what's going on. The people that are active here, you know what we have here, but I haven't really done much in the way of outward marketing. So I'm going to do a little bit of a push. You know, get some ads out. Maybe not too much in the way of paid ads, but like we'll get some good advertisement out there for like what we have to offer. Okay, so we'll go through beginner courses. This initiation course is like a intro to crypto blockchain, like the wealth transfer that takes place within crypto. Then we have DeFi Decoded, which this touches on a little bit of everything in DeFi, whether it's staking and liquid staking, borrowing and lending, liquidity provision, all that kind of stuff. It's all touched on in here. Give you like a 30,000-foot view of what's possible with crypto and DeFi. Then we have our daily mindset exercises here, which these get updated every day. Uh, Usually a quote and some type of reflection exercise you can do to act on that quote. Pretty cool stuff there. And this is one thing I've been working on lately. That it's going to get better with time, but for right now, this used to be called our whale watcher. I changed it to trader tracker. You know, whale watching is cool, but they're not very active. The good wallets, there's not really much activity going on for you to even act on. So what I've done here is change this to a this hyperliquid leaderboard. Okay, so this updates every day, and what it does is it aggregates the top three weekly wallets. So this is weekly performance, best P&L over the past 7 days, top three for the month, and top three for the year as well. I'm going to go through and do a little bit more fine tuning of this, a little bit more filtering. So, you know, because if somebody gets lucky and hits a 300% on a big play, like I want this to be a little bit more sound than you're just looking at high returns and be like, okay, I'm going to follow this guy. You know, I want it to be a little bit more high signal than that. But this is the first iteration of the new trader tracker. And so that is it for the core access. And core access, and actually, I guess I should show this too because this is something I added. I'm going to go ahead and sign out real quick. So if people come to this members page without actually having signed in, without going through the token gating process, this is what the page looks like. It used to not have this block here. It used to just be this portion up here that's highlighted, and there was no buy signs down here either. So now this page highlights what holders actually get with their tokens. So for tier one, it's 100,000 tokens, which is very, very cheap. Dollars to get into this. So there's this first tier is here, 100K tokens. Second tier, 3 million tokens. And then, you know, we're going through the actual perks now, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign back in. I'm gonna go ahead and sign back in. Okay, cool. So that's one thing there, the trader tracker. So we get into these elite privileges, and I'm just going to go through these quickly. But this is where these courses expand on what is taught in the DeFi Decoded course. Okay, so this staking and yield optimization, this is all about staking and liquid staking. This right here is all about borrowing and lending, DeFi credit mastery. This liquidity provision is, you guessed it, all about liquidity provision. And then, I was going to do a trading course, which I've talked about this before, but instead, I'm working with a product that is all about education around trading. Pretty cool project called DojiPad. I'm not going to really get into that today, but I've done videos on this before, actually on this YouTube too. I also, do videos about them as well. So this is for trading education as well. Okay, so all these different courses. This is like, I teach this stuff to people for my profession, and sometimes people pay thousands and thousands of dollars. Actually, pretty much everybody does that takes the high tier course. They pay thousands of bucks to get access to this information. And it's something that I just put in here as a value proposition for people that might hold this token. Okay, so let's go back here. This advanced DeFi strategies. This is something that I did not have completed up until this week. This is something that's pretty cool as well. So once you come in here, there's 3 different strategies in here that I've set up. One is for liquid staking looping, and we're not going to go through the whole thing, but if you unlock strategy, goes through and looks a lot like an executive brief. You go through and see all the different things you can do, how the strategy works, whatever else. So there's that. There's concentrated liquidity, and there's also delta neutral strategies for harvesting trading fees, which is pretty cool too. So advanced strategies is now filled out, at least with a few strategies. I'm going to be adding stuff to that as well as I come across some good stuff. Exclusive partnerships. Again, the only one that we really have right now is DojiPad, but I am going to be integrating something from another project that I'm in too. It's called Inera, and again with my YouTube, there's a playlist for Inera as well. You can go check them out too. It's an AI project, but I'm one of the people that's been around there for damn near since it came out, and I hold a couple percent, like 2.5% of the supply. So I got the entry level people or the people that have been around for a while got airdropped these exclusive NFTs that grant access to premium perks. So of course, at some point, I'm going to build in that access via the NFT. We'll have the access within one of our team wallets, and I'm going to set up a trading bot that we can use using Inera, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we got exclusive partnerships, DeFi. So meet the club here. So this is something I'm working on to make this more of like a this is our club. And so in order to be able to connect with each other better, this is going to be some type of members portal where you can go see other people. So actually, I see Don Sif's in here. We'll go check him out. Once you go to people's profiles, you can see their links, signs, token holdings, overview, whatever else. Bang, bang. Very good. Yeah, that's something I'm working on. We'll make this a little bit more useful here as time goes on. I just need to really sit and ponder on the what I want to do with that. And this is something I added this week as well, because after this migration, there's going to be a lot of tokens that get consolidated into not only the team wallet, but also the club treasury and also the community wallet, which those wallets are all 3 run by a multi-sig. So it's a wallet that myself and 2 other members that are not present right now, but we're the ones that have access to. And so I want to be transparent about the club's holdings and everything in the ecosystem. So I made this page here too, just to go over some of the wallet holdings. And so you can see like our community fund just holding some signs. You got a couple meme coins in the treasury team wallet there. Not much in there yet, but we're gonna be filling that thing up here for sure. Okay, so awesome. So that's it for like the member sanctum. This is like what you get access to via the coin for now. We're always looking for new opportunities, always building out some new stuff. But one thing I want to say too, and the reason why I brought up this the migration token and the contract just around it, is because I have this set up now to where, let's say on day one you go do the migration, and then you want to gain access to this stuff, but you know if in a different world, if you give up the access to the tokens, you get back the MFT. Whenever you come here, you won't be able to get access to it. Okay, so I set this up so that you can, whether you have the signs token or you have that migrate fund token, you can go to this page either way. Okay, so it will read the MFT token that you get in exchange the same that it will signs. So that during this 14-day migration window, you don't lose access to the stuff that come with being a member of the club. Awesome. So I think that, I don't know if I did anything in here. No, I don't think so. I updated this pretty recently, but I don't think it's anything really worth mentioning. But yeah. So I guess in that case, anybody have any questions? Especially if you're here on X. If you're on YouTube, I don't know how to deal with live questions really yet, but we'll get there. On X, anybody have Donsef especially have any questions or anything? My brother Francis. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, um, anything else about this? Oh, I guess another thing I want to mention about the migration. So here's a little bit of like logistics behind how it works. Okay, so I would expect that during this time, maybe, the migration process itself, maybe shortly after the migration process, there's going to be a little bit of volatility. And so the reason is this. Like and actually, I guess I'm going to come in here. We'll take a look at this calculator. So this calculator, and I guess again to explain the process of the migration. So during that 14-day window, all the people that commit their tokens to the migration, all those people will basically be like, all those tokens at the end of that migration period will be sold just on the spot, market value sold. So we're gonna have it like at the end of that 14-day window, there's gonna be a big red candle, big red candle. Okay, so how that works is, like let's say 15% of the supply commits to migration. So at the end of that 14 days, 15% of the supply is going to get sold right on the spot. Okay, and that SOL that is recovered is what is used to seed the new liquidity pool. Okay, so I'm going to put some numbers in here. We got, in our existing liquidity pool, we have this in SOL. We've got this in current tokens. And our total supply is this. Okay, so let's say we get 20% of the people to participate in this, which is I wouldn't say, I would say that would be an optimistic view of this, because we see how little engagement there is here. There's a few people here that are paying attention, but most of this migration is going to be us and 10 people that are really, really committed. At least as far as I know. I might be wrong. There might be more people actually paying attention that, they just don't show up or whatever. But my guess would be 20% is optimistic. So the SOL to be recovered is going to be 22 and a half or 22 and a quarter SOL. So considering that we have 4 times that in the pool right now, the liquidity is going to be a little bit thin whenever we first migrate over. Okay. And part of my initial things that I want to do to ensure that this goes up and there's going to be less of this volatility, which I outlined in our plan, is to get the liquidity pool back up to where we're at now or close to it. Okay, to restore that market integrity. So you have to give me a little bit of time. Obviously, if I'm going to come up with a difference, it's 80 SOL. So that's what, probably about 10 grand, something like that. So you have to give me a little bit of wiggle room here. But the good thing is, If we get some buys, the price is going to go up quickly. There's going to be a squeeze on the liquidity because there's not going to be that much after the initial migration. And what's messed up is too about this is I can't put the rest of the soul in until that 90-day window is over. Okay, so after the 14-day migration window, the big candle happens, and then the liquidity pool is seeded with whatever's in there. For the next 90 days, the rest of the liquidity is locked. Okay, so that and it's because of that late claim window. So people that come back late will still be able to claim their tokens, and we will not have been able to do anything with them in the meantime. Which I wouldn't anyways, but I wanted to have that period in there for the optics of it. Like I want you don't have to trust me necessarily. You can trust the process, the code. Okay, so during this 90-day window, that's when we're going to have the most volatility because there's not going to be much. I mean, if we get 20%, we're going to have a quarter of the liquidity that we have right now in the pool. Okay, so I just want to make people aware of that kind of stuff before all this happens. Whenever we go over to the new contract address, I'm not exactly sure how the market cap translates or whatever yet, but we'll have to figure that out. I'll keep you guys updated with what I'm looking at in projections and stuff like that. But I just want you to be aware of some of the possibilities whenever it comes to volatility around this event. So, Francis, my brother, I saw that you had requested, and you are up here on the speaker panel. What's good, buddy? Yes, sir. What's up, buddy?
Very well, very well. How's been your day? How you doing today? How's everyone doing?
Super duper. I cannot complain.
I was on YouTube. That place is lovely, except that I don't know if you are seeing my messages there. I'm actually chatting on the YouTube. I don't know if you are seeing the messages. I don't know how one can speak there
Oh
yet
yeah, I
to
see.
figure that out. That place seems to be very lovely. I mean, watching you live, the explanations, where you are clicking, where you are, it makes the whole process very easy to understand. And as always, I mean, your consistency has been mind blowing. I mean, you keep educating us all along the process, all along the way, educating us on every and each and everything that you have been doing, and then make the process very clear and well understandable for everyone, even if you are just joining the process. So I want to commend you on that. And I see that you have done a lot of work on the site. I mean, the site is getting rich and richer on a daily basis. And with this new development of the YouTube integration on our spaces, if we can have a proper way of communicating back to you on the YouTube channel, or if it is by responding to a message, of which I don't know if you are seeing, it will make more sense since we can just see you live and direct what you are doing and how the process is going. So I want to thank everyone we are doing will join so that it can make the whole process very easy for us by so that the least percent that we need to do this thing is not it will not become a problem for us. So I want to thank you and to thank everyone. I needed to come here. I was on YouTube. I needed to come here to come and lay a voice to what you are doing. Otherwise, I would have just preferred to be on YouTube looking at you at what you are doing. Thank you so very much. So I'll pause at this point. I greet you, my bros.
Awesome. Much love, my friend. I appreciate you. Yeah, and I'll try to figure out the YouTube stuff a little bit more. This it's a I tried to do it last week and it I couldn't figure it out, but I actually at least got it live this week, so we're good. We'll get there. I don't know how to do. I don't know if we can do live interactions on YouTube, but I actually did just see your message too, so I got you. And yeah, I'll try to figure it out. But at least worst case scenario, we can do. Like I can if you ask me a question about something on the site, I can walk you through it. Like if you ask it to me on X, I can walk you through it on the site. And you can see it on YouTube. It might be a little bit delayed, but um, yeah, it's cool. Absolutely, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. Absolutely. I think that we'll get there. I really do. I got full faith in it. Eventually, people will catch on. Eventually, people will catch on. Awesome. Well, I guess if that's it, then I think that's it. I don't really have too much else uh, to go over myself. Just keeping updated on this stuff. I got a bunch of posts planned out for over the next couple weeks, starting tomorrow. So we'll try to hit those. I got some timers set up in my phone, so whenever they go live, I'll make sure to share them and whatever else, and we'll get some activity out there. I'll kind of highlight, what I showed on the video today, what kind of stuff you have access to. Yeah, I think we'll make it, brother, and everybody here that listens to this or that might listen to the recording too. You know, people are looking for something like this. People to actually build real projects. And especially, on the degenerate side of things, of course, it's based on a meme. It is a meme, of course, but what we can do here and how we can actually help people really transcends the meme identity. So I really think that as enough people start to see what we got going on over here, they realize that I didn't put all this work in just to scam people out of fucking, $15,000 or whatever it is. I'm here to build something that's everlasting. So I appreciate the support. It makes it much easier to actually build this stuff whenever I get some feedback and yeah, I appreciate you. Awesome. All right, my friends. I bid thee farewell. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Friday, and we'll see you on the next one. We won't tell anyone when we make it, but there will be signs. Peace.